Marilyn Horse. She's happy today. She's been retail therapying. What have you been buying?
I've been to nice tops for myself, and yeah, I mean, I love charity shops. I bought myself a really nice handbag, which probably would have cost about £60. Got one of them. Beautiful, beautiful cashmere wrap with
What's
lovely
nice? Keep
studded
warm.
sparkly bits, brand new, label still on it. I got it for £6.
In a charity shop.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, they're worth it. If you know that you're Ampthill near where I live, it's posh. They got money, so you go into. We have these like boutique charity shops. So then I went to a dress shop and I got two or three nice tops as well. So if I have to have my own, if I'm going to get my own show, I thought I would really up my image a bit.
Listen, you come on. You promised me you'll be going on a diet. Fancy buying tops and
No, I will have to say this. I now have to declare that when I go on a diet, Rodney, I'm glad you put the spotlight on my face and not my boobs. Because no matter how big a diet I go on, how much weight I lose, they don't change.
oh,
Unfortunately.
the nation will be able to sleep tonight knowing that. Oh my, we must concentrate on higher things,
No, higher, yeah, miserable things.
miserable things. Well, I'll tell you what gets both our goats, and that's the BBC.
Mm,
Um, and nothing is going to happen. And the simple reason is they've got NHS-itis.
yeah,
Nothing's been done with the NHS because in the NHS regions, the BMA are in charge, and you think the
yeah.
train drivers' unions were strong. Nothing like the BMA.
Mm,
When I look at what doctors in Spain earn, I mean top doctors, and when I look at mediocre and bottom doctors, if I can mention that, in UK, well done, BMA, because you are fleecing us rotten.
yeah.
And I'm pointing that out because, of course, it's our BBC, it's our NHS. They're out the same bag.
Well, they are. They are. And I just wish I could remember the name of the guy I was listening to this morning that went on just before me onto another media channel. And he is in charge of the Association of Independent Broadcasters, and what he was saying about the BBC was quite revealing. How, they have such a narrow cohort of people that don't come from across society or across industry. That they're all basically of the same ilk. And I mean, it is outrageous what they've done. They can't blame it on fake news because someone like the BBC should be doing their research to find out if it is fake news or not. Now, this guy was saying this morning, and which is what I can't remember. I don't know whether you call it, is it like your mission statement, the articles of your association, something or other, that the BBC has actually breached it because they do actually say you have to be impartial.
And
And they've broken that whole
yeah,
mission statement, if you
what a
like.
cheek they've got. I mean, for them to say, and they still believe this. Talk about blanking your mind. They don't see anything wrong still with what they've done for Trump. Oh,
But I
it was
mean,
an error. No, it wasn't an
it
error.
was not an error. It was
Deliberately.
not an error. I mean, and why? But what I still don't understand is why would you do something so potentially dangerous that was like, and I can remember the speech, and I can remember saying at the time, wow, that's not very helpful, is it? He's inciting violence.
Yes.
And I mean, that was a very dangerous thing to do, and it did incite violence. And I mean, it's outrageous. But why would anybody want to do that? What benefit was it to them? And then to play down the pain and the angst in Gaza, it is just appalling, absolutely
And that
appalling.
wonderful woman, newsreader, of course, who just couldn't, without gagging, get out the fact that there are pregnant women and pregnant men. Oh, come on. And quite rightly, the eyes rolled. And she's, I understand, been given DEI lessons straight up.
Oh,
Yes.
well, I mean, the thing that has pleased me, though, is that the Olympic Committee has banned transgender women. Whee! Excellent.
I mean, it's,
That's one bit of good news this week.
well, no, there's another.
Oh, is it?
And the fact is, we've got rid of £1 million of the wages. That's the head of and his lady assistant, CEO of News.
Yes.
At 505,000 on one, 480,000 on the other. That's a
Oh,
million
that's it. Is that
pound
their
pay.
payoff? That's their payoff.
No, no, that's their wages.
Oh, that's their wages. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
but they'll get a payoff, won't they? And they'll still have their
no
fat
doubt,
pensions.
no doubt.
But do you think, I mean, I haven't read all the ins and outs, but do you think that, I mean, if Trump sues them, and he should, would that break the BBC, or do they have so much money they're unbreakable?
No, it wouldn't. The thing here is, and we started by saying this, we don't want sticking plasters like we've tried with the NHS.
Exactly.
The whole lot has got to start from fresh.
Mm, mm.
So has the NHS.
Oh, yeah.
It's no use having 30,000 journalists and 99.9%. Don't forget they have a meeting most mornings
Yes, yes, yes,
saying
yes, they do.
what
Yeah,
line of attack they're
yeah.
going to
Yeah,
take
yeah,
on the
yeah, yeah. Well,
news.
they all do that, don't they? They all have their
Yes.
product
And,
meetings.
when they're all, I say all, about 85% of them young, straight out of university leftists,
With their lefties. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
and that we're not going to get anywhere by sacking two of the big fish. There's no reason why Shah is still there. He's still saying we've done nothing wrong.
Well, you see, this is what gets me. If he had any accountability, the butt stops and starts at the very top,
Mm.
at the very top. So he should also have gone, because don't tell me he didn't know. And anyone with any integrity, even if they didn't know, would say this has happened on my watch. I have to step down.
Don't forget, Marilyn, we're talking here about the globalist club.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
What we're
yeah, yeah,
talking
yeah,
about, we're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about cultural Marxism.
yeah. Oh,
They want
absolutely.
an end. You like this story. One of these meetings they have, what the papers say. I mean, Sky,
Well, they all do it,
GE,
don't you?
they do it all the time. And there was a certain ex-editor, I think of the Express, that walked into the BBC to be part of the programme. How he got that far, I don't know. But he did. And they had all the newspapers spread out there. And he couldn't find any that was the Guardian. It was Guardian, Guardian. And he said, hang on, right, we've got the Guardian here. This was pre-recording. He said, there's a fantastic story in the Sun. And they sort of looked down on him with disdain. And they couldn't find the Sun newspaper for, before the show started. Now, what a lot of people don't realise, I'm going to get in trouble again. The Guardian is not a newspaper. There's no way the Guardian can survive with the circulation they've got.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They have got globalists backing them, including allegedly George Soros and co, the usual globalists, because that's the way they get their message out.
Mhm.
Don't get news from the Guardian. It's only brainwashing snips. And that's what the BBC. Now, I'm mentioning this because you and I have a giggle about our days in teaching and going into the staff room. And it was the same there. It was Guardian, Guardian,
Yeah, it
Guardian.
still is. It still is.
Uh,
They still read it. The Guardian is the most. If you're going to read anything, they will read the Times Education Supplement, and they will read the Guardian.
yeah.
It's still the same. Still the
And
same.
my mate there was the assistant headmaster, and he was a Tory, right wing, nothing wrong with that. Well, you wouldn't have thought so till he takes the Telegraph in and the Daily Mail. Oh, shock, horror, you can't do that. But bless him, there he was, the only fella apart from me, with a lot of lady teachers in primary school, this was.
Yeah.
And he was persecuted.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my son is always going on at me. He's married to a teacher, and he's always going on at me because if I send him anything that's in the Telegraph, he goes, "Oh, well, you would, wouldn't you?" And I know when I go there and babysit, there he has all the last copies of the Guardian. I think, oh, God. I mean, I just cannot call. I cannot talk politics with my older son. I can't.
No, no, you can't. You
We
can't
could
with
not be
a lot of the leftists. You
in
cannot
diff. We
talk.
are in completely different camps. And
And
what was interesting today, though,
mm,
Tom Howard on GB News was on. I can never remember that black lady's name. Our good something. But anyway,
Jana,
yeah, and he somebody who was backing the BBC, how we must keep the BBC, we can't lose the BBC, mustn't lose the BBC. Oh no, mustn't lose the BBC, and he said, and it is the most trusted, globally the most trusted program. And Tom Howard made the point. He said, "Well, you would like to think so, wouldn't you? That it was the most trusted one, and also, it is a taxpayer funded." Channel. It's company. It's not like GB News, the other streaming channels, your channel, Talk TV that are streaming channels. They are funded 100% by us. So, I mean,
uh,
yeah, I just think it's outrageous. I mean, I do think going over time, when you look back, I think they have put out some very, very good programs, but I think now they actually commission out a lot of their programs, don't they? Other people do it.
they have to because they were seen as being the holy of holies, and the government says you can't do that.
Mm.
It's all to do with costs. But let
Yes.
me give you an illustration. I was part of very recently, a few months ago, a program, Channel 4, and they were doing a series, Brits Abroad. You probably watched
Oh,
it.
yes, I've seen that.
Yes, I was chatting to them about various things. They had three people filming Brits Abroad with the latest camera. Not the best one I've ever seen, but quite good. There were three of them. There's the cameraman who did the sound as well, because you can with modern cameras. You don't need two sound men unless you're part of the trade union movement, and they certainly are at the Beeb. And we were sort of chatting and saying and comparing what would have happened if a BBC would produce that programme. They'd want 12 to 15 people there, two soundmen, people to write this, that, and the other, one interviewer, and possibly two. And it's just madness.
Mm,
There's where your money goes.
mm,
It's like
mm,
the
mm.
NHS,
Yeah, yeah,
overkill.
yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right. What will happen? I mean, yeah, I think this will just be, it's been but I mean, people knew for 6 months about this fix up that
Yes,
they
and
did.
they
It's
just
it's
kept them
just
out shut.
shocking. It's
Yeah.
shocking. I mean, I hope he does sue them.
Well,
I
I
would
am,
support
and I
him.
said when I heard of it, only 1 billion. I'd have sued them for 10 billion because it could have cost me the presidency.
Yeah.
Because people, oh, it's the BBC, it's
Exactly. I
true.
don't know why. It was outrageous what they did. I mean, there's lots of things if they wanted to do fake news or whatever that probably wouldn't even pass anyone's desk. But you don't do that to the President of the United States. And what is he going to expect from that? I mean, I don't think an apology is going to work.
Yes. Come on, before we both get too upset,
Yeah,
go on to 1 week's killings and near killings in the United Kingdom,
right.
and going through literally a week. If you look at the knife killings, the rapes, we've got 14 in the last week.
14,
Two, 14, two a day.
two a day, right?
And we've got 14 of these. Every single one are immigrants, usually illegal.
Well, of this 14, they've all been immigrants.
Yes,
Well, there is, yeah, there is. I mean, I saw a thing on Twitter today about, how, this, it was 70%, wasn't it? Up in, where was it? I saw somewhere up
yes,
north. Oh, yeah, it was somewhere up north that 80% of the sex offences are illegal immigrants.
yes, that's true. And you don't need to be a police detective because it's open abroad and even bragged about.
Yes.
The stuff we've received this week from independent people who've taken their phones into a mosque and listened to the imam and recording what he said. It's outrageous. It's
Well,
treasonous. They're
it is,
saying
yeah.
we're going to take over your country. Why are we not doing anything about it?
I say when you think what the Italian Prime Minister did, when the imam there she had heard was saying kill the infidels, and
Yes,
she had him out the country within 24 hours, lock, stock, and
exactly.
barrel. And they belong to the European Union of EHCR. Why can't we?
Yeah,
And what's about, this is what gets me. What about our human rights? And we've just had the Remembrance Day, and that lovely, lovely gentleman, 100 years old, what a lovely man, saying that, why did we fight for World War II? Look at it now. I mean, and yet that man Starmer has the brass neck to be at the remembrance service thing at the remembrance evening on the Saturday night and put a wreath down at the cenotaph. How dare he? How dare he? He doesn't give a monkey's about anything. He's just, I just don't. I can't get my head around it. I really can't. And I don't know what is wrong with the backbenchers. Why doesn't someone, well, because there's no one else. I mean, who would take over? But every day there's something awful. And it's nearly every story is around illegal migrants. It's just dreadful. And I don't know if you saw also, though, and now she's been accused of being a NIMBY. Was it somebody from the Green Party who lives near Crowborough, where they want to house 6,000 migrants? I mean, I used to live just down very, very near Crowborough. It's a beautiful place. But some of these people, right by their very expensive properties, there would be these 6,000 migrants moving in, right? And being with whatever it is, they're going to sort of accommodate them in. But now she's been accused of being a NIMBY because, oh, you don't want them in your backyard. Well, we don't want them in anyone's backyard. It's everywhere and anywhere. I mean, it's just awful. It's awful.
there's been an awful decision made this very day about the Bell Hotel.
Oh,
Uh, Everybody was rejoicing when the first judge said, no, you can't get the immigrants out of there. They appealed and they've won. Now, there's a whole load of difference between the law and justice in this country. Never
mm,
the
mm.
twain shall meet.
That's right.
And you can always get a fancy lawyer getting away with things like this. But where or who is suffering? It's the local population who are
Absolutely.
to go out every day. Never mind the nights, the days as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you will be having James Timms on your show again soon for what I mean, this extraordinary protest and honoring the dead that they did. I mean, these are just ordinary people, a very small group of ordinary people
Yeah.
funded by the locals themselves who don't live. It's not like West Hampstead. And the way they laid this on, it was faultless. It was so well done and got together really quickly. It was so well done. And they are going to go on now. The next one's going to be December the 7th, and they will be including other people. I mean, and it doesn't take, it only takes a few passionate people to build an army.
Indeed, that is true. We mentioned last week about Orion. They're the publishers of pornography,
Oh, hi.
and they're now getting into this thing big time. And they are accusing, as an example, reform of being fascist. We've heard this, of course. The left are very good at christening anybody a fascist.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with being right wing. It means that right wingers take care of families, they wave the flag, they look after their own and allow people to open their own businesses. What's right wing or even fascist about that? That is normal. And
but
yet
did you
you say
see?
left
Did you
wing,
did,
oh,
did you see their offering? The guy they offered £3,000 to leave the country, and they're doing
that's
this
right.
like so that you can build. I mean, start your own business in your own country. Oh, what? Eritrea, Syria? I
Well, I
don't
don't
think
know. There's a
so.
big business in Camel Dung there, you know. It's
But yeah, and of course the guy's come back on the next boat. If he does that a few times, he'll be half a millionaire.
well, of course he will. Don't forget the living wage is less than £500.
It's outrageous. I
He's
just
go for years. He'll be away for 5 years and come back again.
yeah. I mean, it's I just oh sometimes I think, do I want to know what the news is today? And then sometimes I just think, every time, doesn't matter, almost every hour, there is something where you find your eyes rolling, going, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. And I mean, what are they all? Are the Labour Party like the three wise monkeys? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Is that them? Is that what they are? I understand Robert Jenrick is going to give Lammy a grilling tomorrow at PMQs.
That should be interesting.
That will be very interesting.
Good television, that. Right, we move on. Um, the prisons, of course. Now, peculiar things are coming out about this. How long is a prison sentence? Nobody knows these days. But it's estimated by the number of people being thrown out. There's 20% capacity suddenly.
There's people, I mean, there must be people in there who are just in there for not paying their council tax or something like that, or someone stole someone's handbag but there have been 90, I don't know if you heard it, I heard it at lunchtime, 91 wrongly, um, wrongly freed by error, 91 since April have been gone missing from the prison system.
Well, the thing here, of course, is this 12-month thing. If you're sentenced to 12 months and less, and don't forget now with the sentencing of certain judges, you can be a rapist par excellence and get a 12-month sentence. And they're all coming out, and again, 70 to 80% immediately committing crimes and put back in prison.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah, well, it is, and especially with sex offences. I mean, that is like the revolving doors of a hotel. I mean, there was a prison officer on Five Live the other day, and he was saying, I'd say goodbye to someone on a Friday, they'd be back in on Monday. And some of them, because depending, I mean, if they're sex offenders, if they're paedophiles, and they don't have anywhere to go, people find out who they are likely to get beaten up. So for them to create another scene or another crime, they know, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, isn't it? That they will go, have a roof over their head, they'll stay warm and they'll be fed.
That in the Telegraph, he of the cartoon fame has excelled himself with one of his pieces. You see a judge leaning over his pulpit or whatever it's called, and he's passing a sentence on the poor chap down in the stalls, and he's saying, "I'm sending you to prison," but neither of us know how long that will be.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Now, dear me,
It's
does that
true.
not say it every...
It's true. It's a joke. I mean, in America, you go down for 60 years and that'll be it. They don't take, I just don't understand it. I am beyond. I mean, I know what you say about the blob and everything, and I think you're right. But I mean, wherever you go now, and it's increasing that this anger, I mean, it is creating division, and as you've said before, that is the standard of Marxism, isn't it? You create division, and that is what is happening. I mean, it's just awful. It's awful. I mean, it's a very unrestful country at the moment.
Oh, yes. I mean,
There's a lot of fear, anger, disappointment, sadness. It's awful.
but is it any surprise you've mentioned £3,000 and clear off back to your own country? Well, it's got one stage better than that or worse, whereby already it started, I understand, that you will be given, if you didn't go back to your 4 or 5 star hotel, instead of that, we'll give you £100 to live with one of your relatives
That's
a
right.
week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Now, that is absurd.
what relatives? They're coming
Oh,
in here
yes,
illegally.
they're very well connected.
Well, I was told the other day about these, what they called what are they called? NHOs or HNOs? What are they called? HMOs, aren't they? The houses, that are,
Multiple occupancy, yes.
yeah, that's it. And they are multiple as well. I mean, there's about 12 in the house, and there's another 10 in tents in the garden.
Yes, often.
I mean, overcrowding, not allowed, is it? It's not allowed. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's awful. I just
Overcrowding well, sums up Britain, doesn't it, at the moment?
and now the other thing, getting away from migrants. Have you seen the next thing that Rachel Reeves is now talking of 3p a mile rather than the tax that we should be paying. But how on earth are you gonna monitor that?
Well, you can do clever things with electronic monitoring. Maybe they'll combine it with a motorway system. There's all sorts of things you can do.
But that's costing money. I don't think we have any money. We've got plenty of money to give to the migrants. See the millions they're sending to Pakistan. Sorry, that's
Outrageous.
350, what is it, 35? I can't remember what the figure is, but it's millions to Pakistan because of child exploitation and sex abuse. What about the inquiry?
Yes.
I mean, why? Why are we, I mean, and how do these things keep on happening through the back door without any discussion? The first thing you knew about it is on GB News. That's the first time you hear these things. I mean, what do they talk about in Parliament then? Because
Yeah.
all the things that matter just seem to come through the back door and out the other side.
Let's have some good news. What about your little Lydia?
Oh, bless her. I said, oh, yeah, my baby. So my little lovely Lydia, who I know she's on your prayer list and everything. So for those of you that don't know, it's ongoing story with she's 1 year old. She was born with either side of her brain, flat brain. They didn't know whether she would eat, whether she'd be able to talk or sit up, or the one thing they were most concerned about that she could die of a respiratory infection within 2 years. She hasn't had one infection yet. She goes to a special little play skill place in Hertfordshire. And she's just met, and I mean, we don't call them milestones, we call them inch stones. She's just met her targets and 2 weeks before, early. And, this is something that we take absolutely for granted with a healthy child. For her now to be able to hold on to something and keep it held, and she had one of these sort of like light things, a sensory light thing, that she had it all in her hand the other day when she was having her breakfast. She then had she was lying on the floor at this play skill place, and she had these tubular bells. And she literally reached her hand out and made them all ding, and they went back again. And then there was another target that she had to meet, which they have a thing with a button on it, and they say it's something about how do you do? Hello, Lydia. How do you do? And they have to go boop, like that, and they had to push the button. And then when they push the button, they can choose whether they want a ball or a light, right? And last week, and she hasn't been able to do that. And last week they got her hand and she did that. This week she's done it all on her own, and she did it all on her own 3 times. So, and she's now got 8 teeth, and her hair's all curly. And she's just adorable. I am obsessed with her. And I mean, talk about the power of prayer. I mean, I absolutely adore her. I love all my grandchildren. There's just something ever so wonderful about this little one. She's just is absolute joy. She's joyous at every little thing she does. You realize how much you've taken for granted your healthy children and things they achieved you probably didn't really notice because, oh, that's what they do at that age. Oh, and that's what they do. And this is something that she wasn't going to be able to do anything. And she's eating any sort of food you give her, solids, the lot. All we needed to do now is be able to sit up. She's 80% sitting up without an aid. Just you have to hold it just at the back in case, and to be able to hold a spoon because can hold things, but to hold a spoon and realize what she's got to do with it, that would be those two things would be absolutely incredible. But she's only a year, and she's making sounds. Ba ba da. She's not just going. She's like she is absolutely. And I phoned her last night, and she was in the living room, and my son said, "Oh, Mum." She knows you're there. She's looking for you. She recognizes your voice. So, I mean, that's incredible. She recognizes faces. So if it's a face she doesn't know, she won't automatically go to that person. So she's assessing, shouldn't she? But she's extraordinary. And I mean, it is joyous. So thank you to all your folks that have supported.
Well, bless you. One cautionary thought, there are a number of countries around the world, some very close to the United Kingdom, that would dispatch a little one with that
Yep.
problem.
Yep.
And
Yep.
she's brought
Definitely.
so much joy to this world
Definitely.
without guile,
No,
without
definitely. And I
side.
mean, and also though she probably without the medication that she's now on epilepsy stuff, but when she had those seizures at 4 months, anywhere else in the world, she probably would have died from it.
Mm,
So the NHS aren't all bad. I have to say they have been extreme. They I still think it's a lottery because my son and his wife know other people that have not got the support that Lydia's got. And it's a lottery.
yeah.
But she's
Um,
doing okay. I mean, she's just she went to a fireworks show the other night and she loved all the sparkles. She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart.
there you
Yes,
go.
that's the happy news.
That's the good news. KCL is the bad news. King's College London. They've got a poll, divided Britain, and it shows various percentages of people. And it's come out with a conclusion. Our social demise is all because of Brexit. What? Um, and it's cost us this much money. It's recently come out last week, actually, that we're still paying up to 50 billion pounds. That's the amount at the moment. So far since we left the European Union in as part of the deal originally, it's mounted to 50 billion, another 5 billion coming out this year. Whoever signed that lot off. But there you go. That's the reality of it. And is it the reality? Because all these doomsters that say, oh, it's costing us this much, it's not working, we've not got this trade route anymore, they forget one thing. How much were we paying before coming out of the European Union? A darn sight more.
Yeah, yeah,
This is it. The
yeah,
scales tipped
yeah,
one
yeah,
way.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
no even-handed approach to this. And if
Mm.
you put that in the factor, we're quids in by a long way. Interestingly enough, Spain are going through a very similar thing with cover-ups and
Ah,
government not telling the whole truth. And Spain has got, if it's even more left-wing than Britain, and they're covering up by the day, just as Sir Keir is. And they're trying to convince everybody that they should let migrants in the country because it's a very cheap way of getting the economy growing. Now, it is true that the Spanish economy, for various reasons, is outstripping everywhere in Europe. So they get, because of what we do here, for instance, cheap workers from Morocco to pick the tomatoes.
yes,
Great.
right.
The locals won't do that. It is beneath them.
Oh, it's well, we have that
Okay.
here in Britain, don't we? Because what I thought you had a lot of migrants there.
There is, and it's nowhere near Britain's total, but
So what
it's
I want to know
creeping up.
is what have Poland done right? Because Poland used to be poor and Poland isn't now. Poland is doing really, really well. So do they not have migrants? I mean, see, I never had a problem with the Poles. I think they're brilliant. I mean, they helped us in the war. There's a lot of Polish people that live here and they work hard and the work they do is so good.
They have got a number of things in their favour. One is work ethic, as you
Yeah,
mentioned.
they have a very good work ethic.
Secondly, the church is uniting the
Mm.
family.
Yes,
Is very, very big and important,
yes,
and
yes.
they cling to that as well.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
makes
that's
sense.
old-fashioned, but it works.
No, 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 that makes sense. That does make sense. That does make sense because it just seems to be noticeable that they all went back from here at Brexit, but they haven't come back and they're doing very well in their own country, which is what should be happening.
Yes, and Spain, prime example of it. It will go down the pan like the United Kingdom.
Well, it will because the migrants that you're getting, there was nothing wrong with the Poles coming in. The Eastern Europeans were okay, and they worked and they integrated. This lot are the dross. They are
And they're going
awful.
to bring the families over,
Yeah.
which is going to be a cost on everybody, like it is in Great Britain.
Mm.
The negative of all these famously, oh, what would our NHS do without of it? without a foreign doctor. Well, it represents just a 1.5% of the staff as a good doctor in the NHS. But we've been led to believe, or misled to believe, that the NHS would collapse without the foreign doctors. Rubbish.
Well, going back to Spain, how do you control the migrants that come in then? How's that controlled?
You ship them back. Yes, I
Oh,
mean,
you do?
oh yes, I mean, there's a centre very close. I say very close. It's about 20 odd mile opposite Gibraltar
Yeah.
from
Yeah, well,
here.
that's not much more. Wait, it's not much more from here from Dover to Calais.
It's an empty prison, and they get them in for a week, inspect them health wise, cut their hair, give them a shower, feed them for a week, and it's off ski back to Africa. They don't
Yeah.
have any problem with that. And
Yeah.
they're
Well,
in
absolutely.
ECHR.
Well, I was going to say that's the basic ECHR stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently, in Brighton, when I didn't know they came in at Brighton, but some of them have been coming in on boats in Brighton and on Brighton Pier, and there's people standing there with boxes and boxes of pizzas to hand out to them. Hello, welcome. Here's a pizza. You know what?
But this is, well, Brighton's famous for being woke. This is your Greens. You think Labour are left wing.
No, no, the
See
Greens
what
are.
Zach has
Oh,
got up his
uh-huh.
sleeve
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
Greens. The Greens are
yeah.
distinctly more left wing and
Mm,
dangerous.
mm.
And they get the women's votes. We mentioned last time why, of course, tongue in cheek. He's an ex-hypnotist and convince you ladies that your breath will grow if you allow him to hypnotize you. And certain women have written in, oh yes, I felt this peculiar tingle. Really? And I mean, who are these people? Which
We
planet
do.
are they on?
I think a lot of these people need to be sectioned. I really do.
Yes, indeed. Well, another bit of good news. We've got some more good news for you, and that's Edenbridge. They've got this famous bonfire. Every year they choose who they're going to burn. And of course, they got a 35-foot statue of himself, Keir. But it was a close run thing between him, I understand, and Andrew Tate.
Oh, what about Sunny
And
Khan?
yeah, but we burned the both of them. And of course, Andy Windsor, or whatever
You could have a bonfire every day, couldn't
he
you?
came
You
very
never get
close.
bored.
Yes. And lastly, if not least, Angela Rayner. You've got a good
Oh,
group there, haven't you?
yeah, but it keeps growing though. It keeps growing.
Oh dear, yes. Um,
I did send you some very funny things that are going around Twitter at the moment as well. I don't know if you saw it about the 50p Black Friday sale.
no, I'm not seeing that one.
It says it starts off with goodness. Even number 10 is having a 50p sale, and underneath it says for cabinet knobs.
Oh, yes, yeah. Sums it up. Oh, well, another bit of good news. I'm going to surprise you now. It's not all bad. Good old Toby Young, Lord Toby Young, in the interests of free speech, he's covered and got through a court saying you can criticize Islam.
Yes, yes. What a win that was. That makes a lot of us feel a lot safer. Definitely. Yes, absolutely right. I saw that and I actually cheered. I thought, hallelujah.
Yeah,
Um,
there's hope in certain things. Bell Hotel, which we covered right at the beginning of our tirade. And again, this drives us to distraction in that you've got a tribunal in effect as a first tier to get a migrant back to his own country if they're clearly illegal.
yeah.
Of course, they're clearly illegal. And the first tier is not required to publish why they stayed in Britain. There was
Oh,
the classic case that did sneak out because it got to an appeals court, and the appeal court have to tell you why. And this was the chicken nuggets. His little lad didn't like the chicken nuggets Eastern Europe, and he preferred the
Oh,
ones in the
feed them
UK.
something else then.
And on that basis, and ECHR stepped in and says you can take. Now, the fact is that we don't know with 90% of these cases why they're kept in our country. That is shameful. What you
It's
hiding?
dreadful.
And Sir Keir has doubled down on that now.
If any, well, I haven't seen any elderly people coming over. I don't think anybody else has. But if you are elderly, you are absolutely not going to be sent back
No,
because you might be lonely.
yes, and you've not got care homes like we have.
No, well, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, must be pretty bad over there. But there you go. So this is government by stealth, of course. We have every right to know why these people are in our country,
Of course we do. Of
in
course
our
we do.
neighbourhood,
Can you think of
molesting our kids.
any other country where they would have you in just like that? Oh, it's beyond common sense. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So,
I've got some lastly good news as well on the food front. We have to go. Time has caught up with us very early this week, and that is burgers. Don't get sniffy about burgers, but you've got to get the right ones.
depends who
And
makes them, depends what the beef is that you're made of.
exactly. And
Yeah, I wouldn't get them from the supermarkets. I'd only go to a proper
no,
butcher.
you go to your local butcher,
Yeah,
have
exactly.
a choice route.
Exactly.
Usually, you can have a
Exactly.
chicken burger,
I only
a
get my sausages
real
from a proper
chicken,
butcher.
and not the guts of a chicken.
Absolutely.
You can have some nice beef, Aberdeen Angus, whatever burger. Now, I'm sorry, it's going to cost you twice as much. But if you notice, the burger is twice as thick and
But
struggle.
a lot of the butchers do deals.
Yes?
They do deals.
Mm.
So, it's not just you're going, you can get, I mean, our butcher in town is absolutely incredible. I mean, he's a private butcher, it would be, I think, tragic. I think it's awful that you don't see independent fish shops anymore.
For the same reason. I mean, we've got a gorgeous Spanish local butcher. I hobble in there with my crutch. He feels sorry for me. We do a deal, and he says that go for that. Actually, you can now, believe it or not, get Wagyu burgers.
Oh, right, yeah,
Now
Wagyu's nice.
they'll cost you,
Yeah.
but you'll never go back to an ordinary burger,
No, Wagyu meat's
and
lovely.
you
It is.
needn't fill the rest of the burger with horrible, death-defying sauces.
I
You
think
don't
that's
need
what's
it.
strange when you say about he didn't like the chicken nuggets in his country, that little boy. Well, chicken nuggets are rubbish in every country, so that's no reason to
It
say he
is.
could stay here.
It's called a reformed product.
Yes, ask Jamie Oliver what he thinks about
Well, yeah, I
chicken
mean,
nuggets.
it's the fag end of everything, literally.
It does show how ignorant the judges are,
Mm,
how
exactly.
uninformed they are.
So get yourself a nice burger. You're allowed to put on it some onions if you wish,
Bit of
and
cheese
maybe
on
even
top.
some fried ajo. What's that in English? Come on, garlic. Uh,
Mm.
and don't overdo it. You don't need to because the taste of the burger is what you're there
Oh,
for.
it's lovely. No, that is. It's not so much a burger for me, it's the bread. I don't really eat the bread. It's too filling. It's
Oh,
too filling. And
yeah.
now I've made my mind up. If I drop off carbs, and I am a carbaholic, once I make my mind up, that's it. I have not weakened. And it's easy for me because I don't eat biscuits, I don't eat chocolate, I don't eat cake. So all those things I don't eat them anyway. So that's
Well,
easy.
I shouldn't eat chocolate, but I tell you what, there is a time of the year, Christmas now, and we have in Spain and in Portugal a beast called Chiron. And the chocolate as a whole is far superior in Britain than in on the continent. But when
Oh,
it comes
yeah,
to
it is.
Chiron
Yeah,
time,
it is. Yeah.
oh, it's wonderful. I have sinned so much already this week, and you've got to have a bit of pleasure, haven't you?
Oh, absolutely. Mine is wine. Yours is chocolate. Mine is chilling nicely. No, I'm not coming not too far from beer o'clock.
Oh my goodness me. With that thought, we will leave you to your diet, madame, and
Thank
your
you. Oh,
tops.
don't worry. By the time you talk to me Friday, I'll be so grumpy. I'll be back on it.
Oh, she's sitting side on. Oh no, she always looks that. Listen, finally, what? target have you made for yourself? How much you going to lose?
I only want to lose about half a stone, that's all.
Half a
Half a
stone.
stone, stone at the most, half a stone.
What's that? £7? Have I
It's
got
a
my
half
own
stone,
number?
yeah, £7. That's quite
That's
a
nothing. No, that's nothing.
It'll probably be realistically it'll probably be three-quarters of a stone,
That's three
but
kilos.
yeah, but it does sort of creep up on you, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not fat. I'm not like, because I'm tall. I'm 5'8" anyway. You can carry it, but I just want to be a little trimmer.
Yes, yeah, very good. Yeah.
Once I make my mind up, I just get it in my head. And I spent the weekend with a friend of mine who's really quite slim, and I thought,
Yes, slim is everything apparently these days. We will see you very shortly.